Good afternoon, guys. What we have here for review today is the 2019-2020 Toyota Camry. This is the 2.5G version, meaning this is the base variant Camry, the more affordable Camry. Although in this line of Camrys, there are actually only two variants, that they don't come with the 3.5 versions anymore. So you are stuck with a 2.5 engine, although they are still both V6s. However, a lot of people stray away from this one because it is not as fast as the older variants, although producing 181 horsepower is still pretty good. It's still a really fast car. It really resembles the European style. Instead, it honestly looks like a BMW 5 Series, in my opinion. It's wide. Still really similar to the last one, although if you look at the back right here, it gives off a different vibe as compared to the others. It looks really sporty. Some people compare it to the Altis, but personally, I think it really looks far from that vehicle. To be honest, I think it's one of the best looking Camrys in my opinion. So let's see what this car has in store for us. Okay, so let's start with the price of this Camry. This 2.5G is worth 1.84 million SRP for the brand new model. Since this is pearl white, I think it has an additional 20 or 25,000. And the 2.5V actually costs 2.03 million. So it's about 200,000 peso difference. With that, let me assure you guys that the exterior of the 2.5G and the 2.5V are exactly the same. They cannot be told from one car to another. Start with these lights right here. You have LED headlights, pretty much the same as the other Camry. I really like this grille here. It's very Lexus looking. I really appreciate that. You have fog lamps right here. Very modern looking Camry. It really looks similar to the USDM Camrys that they put out. This is also up to par with the newest Honda Accord as well. They're both very beautiful vehicles in their own right. One of my favorite parts about this vehicle is also the back. I really like it. I think it's similar to the Altis, although this has its own character that I would really encourage people to see and look at every time they see this Camry, because it just looks so modern. I like this huge Camry sign in the very back. I'm not sure if the other Camrys did have that before. I like how they have dual functioning exhausts right here, pretty similar from the 3.5 V6 Camrys of the past. I like that they kept that. I really like these lights, how they go all the way up to here. So with that, let's start with the tires right here. They run on Bridgestone tires, 215/55 R17, 17 inches. I believe they all run on disc brakes from the very front to the very back, as you would on a luxury car. As for the suspension of this Camry, we are running on MACPHERSON struts for the front suspension and a double wishbone suspension in the rear, guaranteeing ultimate comfort, and an overall length of 4,885 millimeters. So exact width of 1,840 millimeters, height of 1,445 millimeters. We have a ground clearance of 140 millimeters. So as for the trunk of the Camry, it can be activated by using the remote button right here. And then it automatically opens. So you have this really beautiful backboard that's provided by the Casa in itself. Your spare trunk should be right here. All the corresponding tools are right here as well. I believe that the trunk itself, well, the spare tire in itself is also alloy, same as your stock tires. So no steelies right there, so still very good. So with that, let's turn on the Camry and check out the inside. By the way, I believe this is worth mentioning. This does not come with the iKey function, wherein you can just come up to the car and unlock it. So entering the Camry, you immediately notice the silver plaque here that does say Camry, although it is not lit as you would expect in a luxury car like this. And you have your window controls right here. It controls all four windows. So all four windows are power windows. You have your lock and your unlock, your window lock, and then you also have your side mirror controls. So here we are inside the Toyota Camry, and the first thing you notice is how sleek the interior is. You're mixed with a bunch of styling patterns right here. There's a silver lining that goes all the way up to here. So it basically is a color pattern of silver, plastic, black plastic, and leather. So with this, they actually did use real leather here as compared to the lower variants. Props to Toyota for that. I also like how these aircon vents are more of horizontally made as compared to just being vertical. So these are very futuristic in my opinion. But aside from those small small details, it actually does look like a regular Altis. So with that, I'm not actually too keen on the interior of this Camry, considering that it is the highest variant, but the exterior of the Camry itself makes up for it, just because, well, the exterior really is really beautiful. So with that, we are gonna try and start the Camry right now. It does come with a push start function, so just basically put down the key right here. And I just noticed, if you depress on the brake pedal, it lights up. And then it gives you these instructions about starting the car. So yeah, let's just do that right now. So with that, you're greeted with Toyota symbols in the infotainment system. There's a small graphical display right here. The AC does turn on as well. So yeah, so look at these dials. If you look at these dials right here, the speedometer dial and the RPM dial, I don't know about you guys, but for me, it really reminds me of something that you would see in maybe 2005 Civic, 04, 05 Civic. It's not really futuristic. It's just a normal dial. It's not even digital, so kinda sad about that. However, you do have this infotainment system in the middle that's similar to the Land Cruisers and etc. You have parking assists on. You have a messages area right here, and then you have I believe this is cruise control. So as I was browsing through these features, I found this PSI or tire pressure detector. So this is really cool. I'm not sure why it says 285, 290. I'm not sure in what measurements that is. But trip meter, your average gas consumption, very cool. Your tank mileage, your tank, how much you have left in your gas tank. So you also have your echo indicator right here, although just to repeat it, guys, this car does not come with any sport or echo mode functions. It just has an echo indicator. Now let's go to this radio that you have here. So you have your radio, and then it also comes with Bluetooth, TP-Link, which means you can Bluetooth screen play your cell phone on this device, USB, audio. So as for the car's AirPlay function, this is it. I automatically connected my cell phone to it, so this is what it does. Pretty much a basic feature on its own. So yeah, from the infotainment system, it does not come with GPS as well, so it is pretty basic. I understand why people would still want to upgrade head units here. However, those old Camrys, the dashboard or the center console in itself is built differently, where it's a bit more vertical, which means you can install a Tesla type head unit on it, which covers basically the whole center console in itself. For this one, I'm not sure how that's going to work out unless you replace the aircon settings as well. However, with this design right here, where it's shaped like a V or a Y, I don't know how that's going to work out. So I don't know. I don't think this head unit is very aftermarket friendly if you want those Tesla style head units. However, still pretty good for the most part. So what's weird is your clock, instead of it being anywhere here or in here, it is right here. So I think it's very passenger friendly, wherein if you were sitting in the back, you would be able to see what time it is, since it is on the very right side of the center console. So you have your electric handbrake right here, pretty much basic for these modern cars right now. You also have your brake hold right here, but it does not work with your driver's seat unbuckled. You have sport, well actually Tiptronic settings right here. It's basically just plus minus. And then you also have a small sort of glove box or compartment right here for your wallet. 12 volts right here for any chargers. Pretty much basic, but that's cool. So this, instead of closing and opening it, you just kind of hit it once and it comes back on its own. Pretty cool feature. And then you also have a huge glove box right here. A lot of space, definitely a lot of space. You could fit maybe about 8 water bottles right there. It's really deep. It goes all the way down. Back to the steering wheel system. This is of course electric power steering, very light. This can be adjusted as well. However, the adjustment on this one is not automated, it's still manual, but it's okay. You also have your trunk and fuel cap opening buttons right here, so different as compared to what you would be used to. Yes, not much to talk about in terms of the interior of the car. It does come with dual aircon, so that's really good, but that's been a basic since the 2005 or lower Camrys. You have a compartment here for your shades, pretty much basic as well. Light settings, These I think are LED, so that's pretty cool. One thing that I do not like about this car is that if you go into reverse, there is no reverse camera. I do not know why they would do such thing with a modern car, but it's a shame, to be honest. It's really a shame. Although it does come with parking sensors, but I don't think that makes up for the lack of camera. So the Camry right now is running, although you don't really hear it that much. It has a really quiet engine. So being a passenger, you would come to the back, you would sit down. It also has a strip here, although it does not say Camry or anything of any sorts. You come in, you sit down, and there you go. It is a driver's car in itself. Very comfortable. You also have dual aircon or rear aircons right here. And then you also have USB chargers or USB ports right here. Two actually. Perfect for you and your passenger. So it's very comfortable considering that this is still reclined back where the passenger on the front seat is still comfortable. So to summarize, guys, I would give this interior probably a 7 out of 10, but because of that steering wheel, the steering wheel in itself is really beautiful. I would probably put it up to about 7.5, but aside from that, it does have a low rating in my opinion for a Camry. So as for the engine bay of the Camry, the hook is right here, pretty much normal. So with that, we now have access to the 2.5 181 horsepower 2020 Toyota Camry. So not much to see here except that the relay and fuse box is right here. Batteries right here, air box is right here, brake master cylinder fluids are right there. You have your dual VVTi engine right here. This is a 2AR-FE new Toyota engine. You also have your cooling system reservoir right here. Your alternator is right here. It's a very good location actually. Imagine if you needed to change that maybe in the next 10 or 20 years, it would be easier to access. It does come with an insulator right here. As with all the other vehicles, this one seems like it's really nice. So with that comes my most favorite and your most favorite part of the segment, which is to have a test drive of the 2020 2.5 Toyota Camry. So let's start the vehicle right now. See, this car does not have any rear camera, so it's very frustrating to head out of the garage, especially if there's a car blocking the way. So hello again guys, here we are in the newest 2.5G 2020 Camry. We are having a drive around this area, and actually last night I had the luxury of driving this through the NAIA X highway, and it just went from 0 to 60 in a matter of a few seconds. I was shocked at how quick it was, and I'm blaming that on the power to weight ratio that this car has. 181 horsepower. The torque is high as well for this sized vehicle, so I'm just very impressed with its speed. It's very smooth, very luxurious, definitely. It's not like other sedans wherein you drive and you'd go through a bump and you'd immediately know that it's a sedan. With this, once you go over a bump and all of these corresponding humps, it would just be kind of a smooth transition as you go over them. So yeah, with this car, very comfortable for a driver and a passenger. I really like it. It's something that I would personally daily myself. Gas consumption, I'm sure, is very good considering the power to weight ratio. So while driving this car, one thing I do notice is that it's a little bit bigger as compared to other sedans. It does really make me feel like I'm driving a Euro car. That's one. It does take a little more adjustment compared to your normal Honda Cities or your Toyota Vioses, but pretty much easy to grasp and get used to. Really comfortable, as I might say. Would be perfect in the highways, even city driving. You have a good seating position right here. There's enough space for everything. Everything is also at reach. So yeah, very happy with the driving experience of this car. We are now going through a hump. I also just mentioned that, you know, in some cars, when you go through a hump, you'd immediately be able to distinguish and say na, sedan talaga to, I need a bigger car. But with this car, once it transitions and actually goes over corresponding humps and bumps, it's actually okay. You really would not notice that it is a sedan. Maybe it's because of the double wishbone suspension or something, but it is very comfortable, as I might say. Very impressed with Toyota right there. Again, as I would say, I would daily this. So with that, 1.8 million pesos to summarize it for a 2.5G variant. I would say it's honestly okay. For 1.8 million, it's okay. However, there are a few features that I'm very disappointed in. For example, the leather seats and the iKey function with the door, the folding side mirrors. But these are things that can be done aftermarket anyway. So with that, I'm still very impressed. So I think it's bang for the buck, especially with the exterior that it has for 1.8 million pesos. So with that, I'm ending this review. Thank you guys for watching and supporting this channel. If you guys have any cars that you would want me to review, please comment them down. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe for more Philippine car reviews. We are trying to expand and widen the community of cars with the knowledge that we have now because of the internet. So it would really be great for the community. So thank you guys for the continued support. And yeah, please recommend any other cars that you would still want me to review. If there are any cars that you would want me to fare against this one, please comment them down. I'm very excited in having maybe the Honda Accord or any car for this class in that matter. So thank you guys, and see you guys next time.